Miami.
Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-host, Brian.
Hola.
We are back for another retro review. We are here for The Bachelor. It is season 18, episode 7. This is Juan Pablo's season. If this is your first time watching one of our retro reviews, what Brian and I are doing is we're going back to watch old seasons of shows that we like current seasons of, but don't have any information or knowledge of the past season. So we're actually going in spoiler free to these old retro reviews, experiencing them for the first time. If you want to watch Juan Pablo season like we are, it's currently on Discovery Plus. And that is going to be a lot more viable and important and mainstream now with their purchase of Warner Media and that merger going through. So expect Discovery Plus to become a much more important app going forward. But like I said, we are here for Juan Pablo. The whole globetrotting season continues, except he gets to go home. He gets to go home to Miami. It's an interesting week. There is petty girl cat fights that were really dumb. Juan Pablo actually brings a date to meet his family and including his daughter, which is a pretty bold move. I thought kind of this early on in the globetrotting season. They could have come back to Miami later, but maybe he really didn't want to miss the recital, which again could be a okay thing for the guy. But overall, like, what were your takeaways from this episode? And then we'll kind of hit our little play-by-play.
This is the thing with Bachelor is like even Bachelorette too. As the more people get eliminated, I find the show to get a little more boring. So like this, we're at that point now where but not much happens to me of value. Yeah. It's just kind of like he's vibing with people. You know who he's gonna pick, pretty much. Like the rose ceremony, I'm not gonna talk about what happened, but like not totally surprising in any form. Stuff happens.
We did have something coming that did finally occur this episode that you and I have been kind of lamenting, but kind of figured it was coming sooner than later. Charlene finally quit. Charlene had a one-on-one date. She got to spend a lot of time with him. So it definitely wasn't for lack of trying or communication, but she literally did say, and this is actually a quote from Charlene, "I wish I was dumber." So, I mean, it basically was like saying, like, I know I'm kind of forcing myself into this. Seemed like Charlene really just was looking for a partner, and she was obviously physically attracted to him. And probably, listen, it's hard to not like be into someone when you get to do all these crazy dates, globetrotting around the world, even though you are dating against other people. He spent a lot of time with her. Probably outside of Claire, he's probably spent the most time with her.
Yeah, and honestly, like, because she left, I feel like he would have picked her. Like,
I mean, she was a finalist to me, at least a hometowns.
Right, because she's like seems really independent, and like she didn't really fully be like, I want him. So like, you know, the chase. I know like girls like the chase, but like
exactly. She was very transparent throughout, and she basically tried to lay landmines out there to kind of get him to get rid of her. Not committing to kids, not committing to like wanting to get married right away, not committing to where you wanted to live. And she was like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to commit to that. And he liked it. Like you said, it's like the challenge of it. And again, we are waiting. People are saying this was like the most toxic, crazy, worst season ever. The ending must be got to be horrible. Does he like murder? Is this the murder mystery we've been waiting for, Brian? Because I'm just really curious that like how hated could this guy be? Because at the end of this episode, what are we at? Like 5 or 6 women left. I still don't see him.
I think it's 4 yet. Though. I think it's 4. Oh, right? 5. Nicki. Oh wait, no.
It is.
I think it's 4.
Nicki, Claire, Andy,
and Renee.
4. Yeah.
So
he's gonna murder somebody.
Either that, or he's like slips up and says like, "I would have picked Charlene if she was still here." Like it's got to be something like that.
Maybe a Clayton, like telling everyone that he loves all of them.
Yeah, tries to sleep with them, and it's deja vu, and maybe it happened again.
I mean, he's definitely gonna probably sleep with a bunch of them.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but no kissing.
No, he doesn't have time for kissing.
No time for kissing. So I mean, besides that, like it is really, like I said, it's interesting because going into a final 4 already. Like the Nicki and Claire, they clashed this episode. I would probably say they're the leaders in the clubhouse. I'm a big Andy fan. I would, if I were him out of the four left, I would pick Andy. But
Yeah,
where do you
100%.
feel about kind of where they leave off with the four that are there? Because to be fair, the date stuff really kind of got dominated by Charlene quitting and then kind of the group date arguing more so than anything.
Yeah, I think it's also, I agree with you. I think it's gonna be Nicki versus Claire. As much as I like Renee, as much as I like Andy, Andy, like, she has a good job. I just don't think she'll eventually like get, and I just, Renee, I just feel like she's just gonna be a casualty of war, unfortunately.
I think Renee's probably the next to go.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe at the hometowns. Maybe her son is like, I don't like this guy.
I just never thought he was going to mix a family in the end. It's just
Yeah.
very difficult. And I'm not saying people in real life can't do it, but this isn't real life. And that
Yeah.
dude's office is in a baseball stadium.
Yeah, see, like I feel like they would be a good match not on a show. Like if they met naturally because they both kind of have the same situation and they could like their kids around like seem to be around the same age.
It's true.
It's something that like they both have to balance their lives. I don't know. So to me that I don't know. I liked Renee. And I mean, we don't know if she's gonna win or not, but she's been a positive, I think. Like I don't have anything bad to say about her.
Talk about too, like I kind of mentioned the Nicki and Claire thing. One, Nicki is a miserable. She's miserable all the time.
Yeah.
She complains about every date she's on. That's fine. But like, if you don't like the dates, cool. Most of those dates do stink. But like, you know what the thing is. So we know Claire from like the Claire and Dale stuff. We know Claire from like present day Claire. But like, man, to me, she's becoming like a sympathetic character. I feel like she's like a lamb getting set up for the slaughter. She is like she wants it so bad. She's got the whole story, the stuff about the dad and the DVD message for the husband, which please, Lord, do not let this dude be shown this video.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like that could be, I could see something actually with that tape being like,
maybe that's it. He's like, this is dumb.
He tapes over it.
Yeah, like
Camilla's
recital. And like, I know this is a terrible joke. I mean, this is so bad, but like we're trying to predict what's gonna happen. He like just puts a piece of tape over what it is, and it's like Claire's recital. Or Claire.
Right, and that's Camilla's recital recording over. Claire's dad's post-mortem message is probably one of the best things I've ever heard.
I'm just trying to think of something that we've seen that could happen. Like,
people are gonna hate us.
No, it's terrible.
No,
it's
funny.
So bad,
that was funny. No, that was funny. It was funny. It was funny. Anyway, yeah. So the Claire and Nicki, there's that kind of rivalry that's been going on. Andy kind of stays in the clear, and like you said, the same with what's our fourth
Renee.
Yeah, Renee stays out of it too. So I'm just curious. I didn't watch the preview. I really am curious, like when the fuse gets lit. I'm still convinced that he already slept with Claire. I wonder, does she bring that up? She's getting desperate. Her eyes are always wide. She's like, she looks desperate, even though she should feel secure. I mean, that's kind of on him too for trying to make her apologize because he's gaslit her into this whole thing, making it seem like it was her fault when it wasn't. This is like going to a Greek tragedy and knowing like, okay, well, it can't end well. And we're just kind of like, we're getting close. I feel like we're getting close to the sundering.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just, I mean, we're close, Bill. We only have like a few more episodes like this. We can wrap this up in maybe like a week if we're ambitious.
Chelsea was our elimination, obviously. Besides sweet. I know, sweet.
I wish I could pour out my water onto the floor, but I just can't. It would just be. If I had a little bucket here, I
just took a nice sip of tea for Charlene. Oh, I'm gonna miss Charlene, but also we are going to do our "Where Are They Now" special at the end of the season, so we will find out where Charlene is.
Hopefully, she's happily married.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think she could be definitely. Dude, people definitely saw her on there and were like, "This chick is great." Yeah. Definitely, 100%. Or she already had some like dude at home.
Yeah, before like anybody would be outraged by that.
I could see Charlene being with some like billionaire art collector.
Yeah, like an aristocrat.
like a Russian oligarch
Mhm.
who saw her perform and then just like whisked her off to Moscow.
Right.
I'm saying,
Hopefully not that.
she probably has like a podcast.
Would love to get her on.
I'm just saying, it's like we're saying all these crazy things, and she's probably like, "No, dude, I'm a mom with some kids and I have a normal job."
Doesn't have an Instagram, like just totally off the grid.
Writes poems.
Yeah.
Won't sing for anyone. We're still not convinced she was a singer. She's barely ever sung. I'm gonna have to look her up too.
I know how she feels though, because she knows it's recorded.
Yeah, I know. She gets paid for her talent, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's like us.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay, so honestly, that was kind of my thing. We kind of touched on they did do a nice 40-second uncut thing of awkward silence between Nicki and Claire, which was pretty impressive. 40 full seconds on a network TV show. It's a lot of money to dedicate to the awkwardness, but it was real awkwardness.
Got to paint the picture, man.
Picture in picture. So, final four. We said we should probably only have like 3 more episodes or so and a reunion. So probably 4 more. Maybe we'll combine the reunion and the finale, depending on how they formatted things or how the next couple episodes go. Maybe we'll combine them just depending on how it goes. But more than likely, there'll be an episode for each week to finish it out strong. If you're enjoying these retro reviews, we're also doing a retro review of season 1 of Amazing Race. You can watch that on Hulu. And then we're doing the current seasons of Temptation Island and Survivor. We just finished up things on Netflix, The Ultimatum. We also did Love is Blind season 2 on Netflix. Bunch of other stuff. Just check out our channel and find something that you like. But for myself and Brian, thank you. Peace.